What if I told you that there was a time when stepping onto land was a death sentence? A time when the creatures roaming the land were so fearsome, so deadly, that the only chance of survival was to dive into the water. At any other time on Earth, this would be seen as a dangerous and completely stupid idea. But during this period, water was the only option for survival. With colossal predators ruling the land without mercy, every second on land was a second closer to death. But the water offered a glimmer of hope, an opportunity to escape from the terror that awaited on solid ground. I'm going to take you back to a time when water wasn't just a source of life, it was the ultimate sanctuary. The T-Rex was one of the greatest predators to ever be seen on the land, but this wasn't even the greatest threat. Even after the extinction of the dinosaurs, death still hid around the corner. We'll uncover how early humans and animals alike turned to the water to escape certain doom, and how evacuating the land influenced our ancestors' development. What else on land could the water save us from other than these terrifying apex predators that lived? Mother Nature has always been against us, but during this period it felt personal. The Mesozoic era was a time when the land was ruled by some of the most terrifying creatures ever to walk the earth. From the towering, fearsome Tyrannosaurus Rex to the cunning, fast-moving velociraptors, these predators were the undisputed kings of the land. The T-Rex, standing over 12 feet tall and weighing up to 9 tons, was a feared apex predator. Its powerful jaws could crush bone with ease, and its keen senses made it a relentless hunter. Imagine being a small creature trying to survive in this world. Every rustle of the leaves, every shadow cast on the ground could mean imminent death. But the T-Rex wasn't the only threat. Velociraptors, though smaller, hunted in packs. They were agile, intelligent, and worked together to bring down prey much larger than themselves. Their sharp claws and speed made escape nearly impossible for their victims. And then there were the larger herbivores, creatures like Triceratops and Stegosaurus. While not predators, they were far from harmless. They had to defend themselves from constant attacks, leading to fierce battles that could flatten entire forests. The land during this time was a dangerous place. Predators roamed every corner, and even the herbivores posed their own threats. Survival was a game of constant vigilance, and only the fittest could hope to last another day. But while the land was a battlefield, the water offered something different. Sure, the seas had their own share of dangers. Mosasaurs and plesiosaurs prowled the depths, but the frequency of encounters with these predators was much lower compared to the constant threats on land. For many smaller creatures, water became a refuge. It provided an escape from the relentless hunt that defined life on land. In the water, there were places to hide, resources to survive, and a chance to live another day away from the sharp claws and teeth of land predators. This stark contrast between the dangers on land and the relative safety of water led many species to adapt their lifestyles, finding solace and survival beneath the waves. It was a unique period in history where life's best chance was to turn away from the land and dive into the safety of the water. 66 million years ago, a catastrophic event led to the mass extinction of the dinosaurs. An asteroid impact triggered massive environmental changes, wiping out nearly 3/4 of Earth's species. With the dominant predators gone, a new chapter in Earth's history began: the rise of mammals. In the absence of dinosaurs, mammals began to thrive, evolving into a variety of forms to fill the vacant ecological niches. Among these were new predators that would become just as fearsome in their own right. Massive, carnivorous mammals like the saber-toothed cats emerged, wielding long, razor-sharp canine teeth capable of piercing through thick hides. The Smilodon, perhaps the most famous of these saber-toothed predators, was a formidable hunter. Its powerful front limbs and deadly fangs allowed it to take down large prey, striking fear into the hearts of any creature that crossed its path. On the land, there was no respite from these relentless hunters, but the dangers didn't stop there. The Pleistocene epoch also saw the rise of enormous bears, like the short-faced bear, which stood over 11 feet tall when on its hind legs. These creatures were not only powerful but also fast, capable of outrunning most prey over short distances. For smaller mammals and early humans, encountering one of these predators often meant a grim fate. With predators dominating the land, survival strategies had to evolve. Many species species developed keen senses and swift reflexes to avoid detection. Some turned nocturnal, navigating the shadows to stay out of sight. Yet despite these adaptations, the constant threat from these mammalian predators meant that land was still a dangerous place to be. In contrast, water continued to serve as a sanctuary. For early humans and other animals, water offered an escape from the perils of terrestrial life. Rivers and lakes became vital resources, not just for hydration, but as places where threats from land predators diminished. It was in and around these water sources that life could find a temporary reprieve. This reliance on water not only influenced daily survival, but also shaped the evolutionary paths of many species. Animals adapted to a semi-aquatic lifestyle, finding ways to thrive both in water and on land. For some, this dual existence offered the best chance at survival in a world still filled with danger. Throughout history, water has played a crucial role in the survival of countless species. Rivers, lakes, and even the sea provided natural barriers against the dangers of land, providing the opportunity to rest, hide, and find some sort of peace away from the constant chaos of knowing they could be hunted at any lapse of judgment. Amphibians are some of the earliest creatures to make the transition from water to land. They relied heavily on water, not just for reproduction, but also for safety. When danger was near, they would quickly retreat to the water, where the land predators were uncomfortable, and the majority of them didn't have the ability to swim. However, those who could weren't quick enough and would be outswam by the aquatic animals. For early humans, water played a similar role. In prehistoric times, our ancestors often settled near rivers and lakes, not only for the resources they provided, but also for the protection they offered. These became strategic locations for survival. They could fish, gather water, and crucially, use it as a natural defense against the large predators that roamed the forests and plains. They offered a place where creatures could regroup and recover. Injured animals could find respite in the calm of a lake or river, away from the chaos and constant threat on the land. This sanctuary aspect of water can be seen even today in certain species. Aquatic mammals like otters and beavers build their homes near or in water, using it as a shield against land-based predators. Their aquatic adaptations allow them to escape quickly and live relatively safe lives compared to their land-dwelling counterparts. Interestingly, this reliance on water for safety has left a lasting impact on evolution. Many species that once sought refuge in water developed adaptations to thrive in aquatic environments. From streamlined bodies to webbed feet, these adaptations were crucial for survival and are a testament to the role water played as a haven. One of the most intriguing examples of our ancestors' adaptation is the idea known as the aquatic ape theory, which suggests that some of our early human ancestors may have spent a significant amount of time in the aquatic environments. The theory posits that the development of human traits like bipedalism, hair loss, and even our ability to swim could be linked to a period when early hominids lived near water. Take our hairless bodies, for instance. Most mammals are covered in fur, but early humans gradually lost much of their body hair, which could have been a survival advantage in these aquatic conditions. Less hair meant less drag when swimming, and an ability to stay cooler in hot climates. Traits that could have given early humans an edge when navigating around dangerous land-based threats. Other physical changes also align with this theory. Our upright posture could have been an adaptation that allowed early humans to wade through water more easily. With the ability to stand and walk in shallow waters, they could evade predators while searching for food, just as modern wading birds do today. Some amphibious creatures, like the modern-day otter, also demonstrate evolutionary adaptations that allowed them to thrive in both aquatic and terrestrial environments. Otters have streamlined bodies, webbed feet for swimming, and thick fur to keep warm in cold water. These adaptations have made otters perfectly suited for life on the borders of land and water, giving them an advantage in escaping land predators and catching prey from the water. But humans weren't the only ones to adapt to this dual existence. Many creatures evolved to take full advantage of their access to both environments. For instance, some amphibians, like frogs and salamanders, developed the ability to breathe through both their skin and lungs, allowing them to thrive in both water and on land. This flexibility meant they could easily escape into water when the land became too dangerous. These evolutionary shifts didn't just help species survive, they helped them flourish. It forced creatures to adapt in ways that allowed them to navigate a world filled with danger from both land and sea. And these adaptations have left a lasting legacy, influencing how we understand the relationship between animals and their environments today. Throughout history, myths and legends have often reflected the dangers and wonders of the natural world. When early humans faced predators that could tear through flesh in moments, it's no surprise that many cultures would incorporate these fears into their their stories, often portraying water as a mysterious and safe refuge from the terrors of the land. One of the most common themes in these myths is the idea of sea monsters, creatures lurking beneath the waves, both feared and revered. These monstrous beings, often described as massive serpents or colossal tentacled horrors, became symbolic of the unknown and the dangers that could be found in the depths of the sea. In a way, these myths may have represented a psychological contrast to the very real dangers of land predators. Take the ancient Greek myth of the Hydra, a multi-headed serpent that lived in a swamp. While the creature itself was deadly, it lived in water, far removed from the terrestrial threats faced by humans and animals. The Greeks portrayed the Hydra not just as a physical monster, but as something that symbolized the safety of water, a place where mortals could retreat and find some form of protection, even if the sea itself was full of its own dangers. In Norse mythology, we encounter Jormungandr, the world serpent, which encircles the earth and dwells in the oceans. While this creature was also a formidable force, its presence in the sea hints at the ancient belief that water was a realm where both threats and safety coexisted. These ancient stories often portray water as a boundary, a place between known danger on land and the mysterious unknown beyond. Historically, civilizations that lived near rivers, lakes, or coastlines often understood the importance of water as a defense against land predators. Ancient Egypt, for example, was built along the Nile, a river that not only provided fertile land for agriculture, but also served as a natural barrier against invasions and wild beasts. The Nile's crocodiles and hippopotamuses were fearsome creatures, but they also symbolized the protective role of water in a land filled with larger threats. Similarly, early humans who made their homes near water sources in the Paleolithic era understood the strategic advantages these locations offered. Waterways became the highways of ancient civilizations, connecting regions and offering routes for trade, but they were also the lifelines that ensured survival in an environment dominated by dangerous predators. It was in these areas where water provided shelter and sustenance that humans learned to thrive. Even in later historical periods, water continued to represent safety in the face of danger. During the medieval times, when knights and armies faced brutal land-based warfare, castles and fortresses were often built near rivers or moats, natural defenses that not only provided a source of water but kept enemy forces at bay. In this way, water continued to be a symbol of both physical and psychological protection. Myths and history alike underscore the central role water played in human survival. Whether as a symbol of mystery and danger or as a source of safety, water has long been a boundary that separated life from death. From the legendary sea monsters of mythology to the strategic advantages of rivers and lakes, cultures across time have understood the critical importance of water in a world where land-based predators often reign supreme. From the terrifying reign of dinosaurs to the rise of mammalian predators, the land has always been a place of danger, where only the strongest could survive. But, as we've seen during this time period where the land was almost certain death, there was one place where survival was possible: water. Throughout history, in periods like the Ice Age, water was seen as one of the biggest threats. However, during the time of dominant land predators, water has offered more than just sustenance. It has been a sanctuary from the relentless threats that roam the earth. Whether it was the early creatures of the Mesozoic era seeking refuge in the water, or early humans adapting to a life near lakes and rivers, water was the place where life could find a temporary escape from the harshness of the land. In a world filled with towering predators and fierce battles for survival, water offered a glimmer of hope, a place to breathe, and a chance to live. Over time, these adaptations, whether in humans, amphibians, or other creatures, shaped the course of evolution. The very creatures that learned to survive both in the water and on land became some of the most successful on Earth. And while land remained dangerous, water became an essential element for survival, shaping the world as we know it. In the end, the idea that water was safer than land is more than just a historical observation. It's a reflection of how nature has adapted to ensure survival in a world of constant threats. It's a reminder of the delicate balance between danger and refuge, and how life, no matter how perilous, always finds a way to endure. So the next time you look at a body of water, remember, it's not just a source of life, but a testament to the survival of countless species, including our own, in the face of Earth's most dangerous predators. Let me know your thoughts on the video, and if you enjoyed, like the video, subscribe, and watch another one of my videos. Thanks for watching.